Kahlea, I want to start my hair journey, right? But every time I go on YouTube and I see somebody with something that say work for them, I try to get it and it don't work for my hair. And it don't work for my hair. And I want to start my journey, but I don't know what to do. Hi, I'm back with another video, and my video today is on how to start your hair journey. Because that's a question that I get a lot. How to start a hair journey that works for you. A solution that I would say to that is you have to first figure out your hair type. You have to figure out what your hair like and what your hair don't like. And the beginning of your hair journey to me is a trial and error, because if you're new to this, then obviously if you try new products, you would try, like, sometimes your hair wouldn't like it and sometimes your hair would like it, but that would be based on your hair type. You cannot have 4A type hair and then you go and watch somebody with 3A type hair and say, okay, why this product ain't working for me? They know what's working for them. So now it's your turn to go and see, okay, I have low porosity hair, my hair is type A. Maybe I need to try products that for low porosity hair types, and maybe I will get a better result. But don't go and buy Kahlea smoothie when you see your favorite YouTuber using Kahlea smoothie, but you know Cantu works for your hair. The next thing I would say is find a hair regimen. Make a hair regimen. A hair regimen is basically your routine, like what you're going to do. Okay, so if, for example, this is a random hair regimen. On Saturdays, Saturdays wash days, so you would wash your hair, condition your hair. I'm not saying this is mine, and I'm not saying to do this, but you wash your hair, condition your hair, and you treat it. And then after you treat it, you could either use the LCO or the LOC method, which is leave-in, oil, and cream, or leave-in, cream, and oil. And then let's say you do that every week or every other week. If you start in a hair regimen, guys, you can't start and stop. You can't do it this month and then stop. You can't do, okay, so let's say you do it consistently for this month alone, and then you go next month and you do it next month, and then you do it once the next month, and then you be like, why my hair ain't growing? Why my hair so dry? What you think, sis? And that also brings me to my next point. Consistency. Consistency is very important. When you have a hair regimen, this is what your hair accustomed to. This is the pattern you're going in. Okay, so let's say we start our hair journey the same time, right? We start January 1st, and then June comes. 6 months later, June comes, and you want to know why am I waist length and you just above your shoulder, sis? Because I wash my hair every week. I stay consistent. What you doing? So it is important to be consistent, especially at the beginning of your hair journey, at least until your hair gets a little accustomed to the routine. I'm not saying that you have to wash your hair every week. It doesn't have to be every week, but just find a regimen that works for you. That's it, and that's all. No, this one is my favorite. Everybody getting big chops, and I fly, I look good, but how you gonna get a big chop and you throw bleach in your hair and you gonna come to me and ask me why your hair ain't growing? You cannot cut your hair to start your hair journey and throw bleach in it. You can, you can. However, if you want your hair to grow, if you want healthy hair, how? My advice to people that want to try bleach and try colors, if you planning to start your natural hair journey, I would say to try your bleach and try your colors before you start your journey. That is what I did. Actually, that's not what I did. I started my journey and A year later, I bleached my hair and I colored it, and I continued to color it, and when it wasn't reverting back to the natural color of the bleach, I bleached it again. And I'll probably insert a picture, I'm not sure, but sis, my ends was dead. My ends was doofa. I couldn't, it wasn't no saving my hair. And it's easy to say, okay, bleach your hair and then just treat it, it gonna be good. No, once you bleach your ends, or your entire hair, once you go to bleach, you can't go back. Your hair ain't gonna go back. And the reason I bleached my hair is because I tried to color my black hair without bleach, and it was just, it remained black. So I bleached it. But I recommend bleach before your journey, but during, after, no. Because as you can see, my hair has no color left because I cut all of it off. Now, I didn't big chop, I cut off in sections. So as my hair grew out, I would cut. As it grew out, I would cut. And this brings me to my next point. If you're not trimming your ends, what are you doing? Your ends is a feed that you wouldn't let go. Says you gotta let that man go. He ain't doing nothing for your good. He ain't doing nothing for your hair. You need to trim your hair. I'm not saying trim your hair every week, every month. No. Trim your hair at least 3 times a year. I would say 3 times a year. And when trimming your hair, you can take up your scissors or your sister, your brother to do arts and craft with. No. Those, you can't pick up your scissors in your kitchen where your mother used to cut the chicken. No. You need a professional hair shears. And the reason I say that is because when you use a dull scissors to cut your hair, because think about it, you cutting your hair because you're trying to get rid of split ends and damaged ends. Yeah, that dude, you trying to get rid of he, and because he ain't fundamental to you, your hair ain't gonna grow. Okay, so this is your hair strand, right? I'm not sticking up my middle finger at you. This is your hair strand, right? And this is a healthy hair strand. When this hair strand becomes unhealthy, it splits. So now you have, this is the same hair strand and it's split. And as your hair the longer you leave it, the farther it gonna split. And if it's splitting, it's not growing, and it will split all the way down. And you don't want that, because you want your hair, you want healthy hair, you want your hair to grow. So I'm not saying go and do a big chop. You just trim a little bit, and in the next 3 to 6 months you trim again. So like, if you combing out your hair and you realize that from the roots you come in, it's smooth, and then at the end you have to like put a little bit more pressure, and then it had, sis, it need to go. Just let it go. Just let go. Hair grows. It's gonna grow back. It's gonna grow back. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is loom manipulation. When dealing with natural hair, it is very important to not over manipulate your hair. But before I touch on that, let me touch on something else. When dealing with natural hair, you want to always, the things that you need to have is a bottle and a white teeth comb. Especially when you're detangling your hair. You never want to detangle your hair when it's dry. Think about it. When dry hair is the easiest thing to break. You do not want to comb out your hair when it's dry, because 1, that's a lot of breakage, and 2, that's a lot of manipulation on your hair. Because my hair is thick and my hair is coolie, so it already had to detangle wet. So you could imagine detangling it dry. Your hair is going to break, and you don't want your hair to break. So please, when you're detangling your natural hair, especially when you're starting your journey, you want to detangle your hair from the ends, go up to the root. Because if you're detangling your hair from here, no, your hair all down here not up and tangly. You're detangling your hair from here, you could imagine how much breakage you're gonna get by the time you reach your ends. It is easier for you to just take your whitey comb and you gently just detangle and you walk your way up until you reach to your roots. That will help you a lot with length retention and less breakage. There you go. Giving Aya the tea. So on top of trying to detangle your hair wet, I would say, especially when starting a journey, your journey, try to do styles that last a week or that last until your next wash day. So try doing wraps, try doing twist outs, low buns. I'm not sure how far the length in which you're starting at. If you're starting at a big chop, you good, boo. You don't have much hair, so you good. If you're starting at medium length like I am, try twist outs, try low buns, try high buns, try something that you, even braids, wigs, weave. I don't recommend leave outs in weave because, oh, next point. Okay, so next point. Heat. Before you say you're gonna start your hair journey, ask yourself this question: am I ready to let go of heat? Heat is a no in your hair journey. When I say heat, I'm talking about blow drying, flat iron. Blow drying and flat ironing your natural hair, it's harsh on your hair. All of us is harsh. It damages your hair in unrepairable ways. So I don't recommend heat at all. I used to do heat once a year until I stopped completely. And the reason I stopped because as I went on with my journey, the texture of my hair started to change because my hair was always nice, but it wasn't always this nice. And as I went on with my journey, my curl pattern changed and everything changed, and I would usually put heat in my hair in December. So it's like a year without heat, and in December you do a flat iron. And then when I wash my hair over here, stringing down and over here, up there, and up, I had to let the heat go. And some people would be like, okay, so if I don't put heat in my hair, how I can manage my hair, Kahlea? How you expect me to deal with my hair if my hair don't have heat in it? If I can't blow dry it, how I gonna deal with my hair? Sis, use water. Take your spray bottle and you spray your hair, and you take your whitey comb and you comb from the ends, go up to the roots, and you gonna tell me if you see a difference. Message me if you started your hair journey today and you reach and match and you realize, wow, my hair get curly, my pattern change. Message me. Another thing I want to tell you to keep in mind is that just because you start your hair journey today, that don't mean next month your hair gonna be where you want it to be. On average, your hair grows about, and I will cut that out, I don't even know. I don't know. I know it in a lot. I know it's probably about a half an inch your hair grows a month. So if you have in your mind that I want to start my hair journey today, so by my birthday next year, November, my hair gonna be, I don't need no weave, no sis. Okay guys, that's about it for starting your hair journey. If you have any questions or anything you want me to talk about, feel free to send me a message on any of my social media platforms or comment. Please like, share, subscribe. Bye.